Evening, it's 6 minutes before 12 midnight, an evening of Tuesday, the 29th day of April, 2025. I just watched a disgusting piece on the BBC World News. The CBC, I don't even watch those bastards. The BBC World News. And they call it Ho Chi Minh City. That communist evil bastard. He's right up there with Hitler, Stalin, Mao Zedong, Fidel Castro, and other such heroes of the left. You've seen them out there this evening. Tomorrow morning we wake up. I'll be still up, but the rest of you wake up in the morning at 6-7 more minutes now. It'll be Wednesday, the 30th day of April 2025. And yes, it's the 50th anniversary of the fall of Saigon. They point out that America was humiliated, the greatest military power in the world. It was certainly not our best moment. But go and use that at the opening of their show, okay? America stood up. Where the fuck was Britain? Where was France? Where was those bunch of craps? There's still a bunch of shit. The Germans, okay? Where were they at? Where was the people that brought you World War I? Kaiser Wilhelm. World War II. Adolf Hitler. And now they're rearming again, and I wouldn't put it past them to start a World War III. The Germans are a very strange people. The Germans are a very strange people. You can suck their ass, you can kiss their ass, do whatever you want. But they are a strange crew. No other nation in the history of the world has ever caused 2 world wars within a space of about 30 years. Not even that. 1914 to 1939. So you're talking 25 years. 2 world wars, not 1. Anyway, back to communist China. And they're in South Vietnam. You see them out this evening. They're little flags. Now, normal people don't operate like that. It's good to be enthusiastic and be very proud of your flag. That said, they're all out there like little zombies. They're all programmed like zombies. We know nothing about the Vietnam War. Now, yes, 70% of the people in Vietnam were born since population, about 120 million people, which is basically 1/10, 1/8 of a billion people. A lot of your pajamas, a lot of your T-shirts and other textiles comes out of Vietnam. There's no question about that. But they're just programmed like zombies. They're there, they're watching fireworks, they see the camera, they all hold up the little book of Chairman Mao or whoever their Politburo dictator of the decade is, and the little flag all waving on cue when the camera turns it away. And the BBC reporter is, so gushy, so gushy. We lost over 58,000 of our finest in Vietnam from the 50s to 1975, over about it would have been 20+ year period of time. Over 3 million, I think it's 3,100,000 served in Vietnam. Over 3 million people. That's more than the population of all Atlantic Canada. To see the BBC about 20 minutes ago, gushy. They're just the atrocities that done on the people of South Vietnam. That's why we have the boat people. They used to have a repair shop. One family was in Arashat, Richmond County, about, as the crow flies, about 40 miles from me, when people used to repair electronics and televisions. What those people went through, the boat people, to get out of Vietnam, to get to Hong Kong, to get to Malaysia, to get out of what was then taken over South Vietnam. It was unbelievable. And the atrocities were committed was unbelievable. And to see the BBC, that's now about 25 minutes ago, go on gushy. They are like the Chinese. You ever see communist Chinese? They're all the same, like a little zombie. They're all programmed. They're totally expressionless. and just there like a zombie. One of those, they used them in Japan. They're so short of help. They bring little robot, and they all have the same bland feature. They'll bring your plate to the table, or they'll pick up your soup dish or entree dish or whatever and bring out the dessert to you or something like that. They're no human emotion. Little robot-y things. They go around the table. They got sensors in them so they don't hit into the chairs or people walking among them or whatever. So this is John Pettypaw. I'm going to wrap this up. But the cause of every one of them, Rangers and Marines and pilots and soldiers and Air Force support folks and Navy men, your cause was very noble, and we are very proud of you, and we owe you a debt of gratitude. And nobody in their right mind would want to live under the circumstances people in Vietnam live under. They're like program-controlled robots. Oh, we know nothing about Vietnam War. That's before. Okay, we've done little Chairman Mao or Politburo chief of the decade. The little communist flag, like when the camera's on, they just like zombies. With that, I got to go. I wish you all the best. God bless. And we thank sincerely everyone that served in Vietnam to keep the communists at bay. As I said in my two earlier videos, late last week and earlier this week, that had we not been there keeping the communists occupied there, they would have went into what is now Bangladesh, formerly East Pakistan. They could have spread down into Indonesia. They could have got the Punjab, the northern part of India, and other countries in the path in between there. Bad enough that they got South Vietnam. But your efforts and your huge sacrifice will never be forgotten, and we can never thank you enough, every one of you. God bless all our soldiers and Navy and Air Force men and Rangers and Marines that served the valiant cause of keeping communism over there at bay. Thank you. Good morning.